What's up, guys? Spenny. Here's a rock-solid prediction that the conservative influencer and podcast landscape in 2026 is going to change dramatically as Dan Bongino starts cracking skulls. He's told me this personally. I called him yesterday, and Dan Bongino has been taking notes from inside of the FBI. His time inside of the administration has changed him and has made him very, very angry at people that he sees as manipulating, blackpilling, grifting off of the MAGA movement and the president. Dan Bongino is more allegiant than ever to Donald Trump, and he is going back into the breach in order to rip the throat out of the black pillars and bury them in the graveyard. Those are literal quotes. And I can tell you this because, well, Dan straight up posted it publicly and done millions of views, 4.8 million views on this post alone, saying, I'm not going to let this movement get hijacked by black pillars, life losers, grifters, and bums. We're a movement guided by truth. The essence of the conservative ideology is the preservation of eternal truths, not the latest thing group. We are not political cannibals. I watched quietly from the inside while doing the job I was hired to do. I'm back now. It's time to restore balance to the force. We're getting ready to make some announcement. I want to warn the haters and the zeros. We've been at this for a long time. I live this stuff. This isn't our first, second, or 10th rodeo. We've seen a lot of dipshits come and go. We revel in making you angry enough to show your asses. It's glorious. And we've got midterms coming up, he says. So he's not going to spend the entire day bitching and whining with 3/4 of the term to go. Please find the exits. There's no time for this infighting. So Dan Bongino posted this. Got some pretty remarkable replies here. He's now going after Matt Gaetz. But let me read to you the follow-up to that post from today. 3 million views on the post alone. It's now nearly 5 million. And here's why. The support for the Trump administration in the working world is strong. The people are tired of the endless bullshit from black pillars, chicken little grifters. Watch the tactics. Once you see them, you'll never unsee them. Use a couple of different tactics to bullshit you. First, they overload you with information, but they underwhelm you with evidence. Here's an example of what I mean. They'll try to convince you that John Smith robbed a bank, so they'll data download you on and lose you in the chaos. They'll tell you things that might be true, but there's no evidence of anything. And they'll tell you John was at the bank that day, and that John knew something and worked there, and that John was arrested 10 years ago for a misdemeanor. But they won't tell you about the fingerprints, video, DNA, and thief matches of anybody else. Solid investigators sift through chaotic information and mine the evidence gems. Charlatans and morons do the opposite. This seems like a direct shot across the bow at like a, Candace Owens, maybe a Steve Bannon or Tucker Carlson. I'm not sure. He's not naming names. But it looks like that's what he's, that's sort of what he's going at, right? Is the unfounded theories of the internet. Let's continue. Second, black pillars will rarely take on the president directly. They know they'll get destroyed by the boss, and they'll wind up in the political graveyard of egomaniacs who thought they could take on the president with bullshit. As a proxy fight, they'll try and pick off his allies, knowing many of them are limited in the way that they can fight back. I'm back now, and I'm putting this bullshit to a stop. Everybody inside the administration I crossed paths with was busting their asses to move the needle in real change. And you can do things fast, and you can do things correctly. You can rarely do both in the government. Even with those constraints, the administration's accomplishments are breathtaking, and I want to be clear on this point. Intra-party movement policy disagreements are healthy and natural, but endless pessimism meant to strategically attack the movement from the inside is not about policy, it's political cannibalism. Many of these grifters are hiding their real agendas from you, and that leads me to my next point. Here we go. The black pillars are infamous for telling you and the administration policy or action is going to lead to an end of the world before the policy has ever even given time to demonstrate results. You're seeing it now with Venezuela. Will it work out? Maybe. We'll see. But maybe give it a minute before you attack from the inside the tent while pretending you're an ally. Black pillars and grifters asked for this fight, not us, but I'm absolutely down to fight it. I am absolutely down. Dan Bongino says he's going to win it. This is actually doing even better than some of the other originals that he's posted. So, Dan Bongino is very much in a fighting mood. Dan Bongino says he's getting back in the conservative media to take on the grifters. Dan Bongino voicing his opinions. Have a great day. So happy he's on the right side. He's back. I'm so thankful Dan Bongino got back behind the microphone. He's a true conservative, represents the best of us. Bongino back on the information battlefield. Pretty damn clear. Feeling white-pilled in 2026. Let's effing go. Dan is back. F yeah. who's ready for Dan Bongino to start his podcast again. So maybe not Matt Gaetz. So Matt Gaetz says, when did Dan Bongino run for office and how did he perform as a candidate? He asked Grok this. And Dan Bongino's run for office a couple times. And let's see here. In 2012, he ran for Senate in Maryland. He lost. He got 26% of the vote. He ran a House race and he lost with 48% of the vote. That's a very narrow margin. And he ran a U.S. House race. He placed third in a primary with 17%. That was in a different state. That was in the state of Florida. So that's how he's done. So Dan Bongino responded to Matt Gaetz, making him maybe one of his first targets. I think you could absolutely say the first guy that Dan Bongino has gone after directly here is Matt Gaetz. I wasn't counting on that. That wasn't on my bingo card, but let's look. Maybe if I spent more time at shady parties with money to insiders, I would have won. I heard you know a bit about that. You're always been a dick, by the way, grifting off your daddy like a suckling little doggy. When I first met you in the Panhandle, I knew you were a piece of shit. It's written all over your phony face. That's what I say. This is what I mean when I say that, like, this is clearly changed Dan Bongino, right? Now Matt Gaetz is also in the broadcast business now, right? Works at One America News, and he says, "Yeah, I'm glad I remember meeting me so many years ago. I recall a moving speech. I'm proud of my father. I share your disdain for money to insiders. Why are you so angry at me? This is your big white pill message against the doomers. I have a bad face. Take a chill pill, Dan." He says, "That's right, doggy. Backpedal away. Good move. Now go blame the Jews for your dumbass tweet." Okay. And this is Dan Bongino back in action. Holy smokes. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A completely and totally off the chain Dan Bongino is back. And I mean, this kind of stuff has a lot of support. It's doing numbers, dude, right? So this is 4 million. This post has 4 million. This original post back has 4 million, 100,000 likes, and a lot of positive comments. As far as I can see, nothing but positive comments, right? And then these posts doing 4 million, and then this post will do millions, 5,000 reposts and 28,000 likes. People are hungry for it. People want just I called it old man Logan, right? They want old man Logan back. People are bereft of wise men in the movement, and it just doesn't seem like just doesn't seem like there's a lot of them. We're not old enough to be an old wise man. We're trying our hardest to be wise. It's something that I pray for every single day, that God would grant me wisdom. But you got to be patient on these things. I would not call myself wise right now, but at least we're hardworking and we know what we're fighting for. Seems like Dan Bongino too. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.